All right, I want to show you all my red Eden. This one is actually the third flush of the bloom for red Eden. And as I mentioned in many of my videos recently, we already have rain. Like by now it's like 5 weeks non-stop raining every day. So these few days we had less, and at least we had some nice sun. Like I think that yesterday we do have some rain, but we still have a lot of sunny time most of the time. So it get a little better. So my red Eden, the second flush is actually all ball. Like the entire flush is just ball. I cut off like the end, like I almost cut off like 2,000. I might cut off 2,000 of spray, and that's very sad. But right now, after the field break, is blooming fine finally. I still have some old one that I cannot reach in my second flush. It's still up there in ball. I will have to cut it off later. But yeah, like this is still the leftover. What you do is just break it off basically, so that it has some room for this to open up. But yes, it does ball, but this is like a pretty extreme case, because usually I hope in your area you wouldn't get that much of rain all the time. Usually I do not get that much of rain either, but this weird weather is just so weird. And it's so beautiful when it bloom, right? Look at that. Later I'm gonna go up there, because it's so high up there I cannot really reach it. It's like a bouquet of rose by itself. Isn't it cute? I also have a spray of Florentina that is blooming right now, so I can cut it off and show you all. Like, this is beautiful. Look at that. There's one spray. Quite a lot of buds, isn't it? And that's beautiful. That one is beautiful. You can tell it's gonna bloom just fine. Like this, I have another spray coming up again. So this is why I like red Eden so much. It just keep coming. So even though like the second flush is all ball, am I upset? Yes, I'm upset. Yeah, am I too upset? Not really, because I know that it's gonna bloom again really fast for me. So it's not really that big of a deal, honestly. So just want to show you. And the summer bloom is just so good, so beautiful, just like the spring, right? Look at that. It just looks just like the spring. I love it so much. Okay. So let me cut it off so I can show you all better, because it's so tall. I'm so short, I cannot reach it. So I'm gonna have to cut it off and show you all. Okay. Alright, so here is my Florentina, and obviously Florentina do not have that many blooms as much as the red Eden. I mean, it is very beautiful. It doesn't ball as easily, I mean, because it actually has less petal than red Eden, but it still blooms really nicely, and it lasts pretty well under the heat. I have another spray up there. Let's see if I can reach it. Right up there. Ooh, I have a lot more here. I didn't notice. See that? I probably need to get out there and cut them, because I don't want them to get rain on and get rotten. You see that? It really is beautiful, right? And so this Florentina is like a super octopusy looking thing, and sometimes I just give up. I just let it do its thing. I'm just like, whatever, you just climb and grow and whatever you want to grow. Because there's no way I can fight with this octopus. Look at that. Look at all this new cane that it comes out already. So if you want to grow a Florentina, make sure you have the space for this monster. It is really, really vigorous, and it's not something that you can control by pruning because it just keeps sending out new shoot. Okay, you need to give it a big space. So let me cut them and I will put them side by side so you can see the difference of the bloom. Okay. Alright, so there you go. This is good. I think this is a good comparison side by side between Red Eden and also Florentina. So both of these are the tree spray of roses. So now you can totally see the differences of the size. So in terms of size, you can see the Red Eden has a smaller bloom, but a lot more petals than the Florentina. But the Florentina can be a bigger bloom, and actually is more red than Red Eden, although Red Eden is pretty red actually. It just has more purple tone to the red of the Red Eden. And if you look at the side view, see that? So the in terms of how long it lasts, they both last really long. Like I think Red Eden can last about 2 weeks. Same as the Florentina can last for 2 weeks, and Red Eden is probably about 2 weeks as well. But Red Eden is more resist to the rain because obviously it doesn't have as many petals as a Red Eden, as you can see. You know, look at the differences. When you have less petal, the chances that you get affected by the rain is lower. Makes sense, right? So, but in terms of thorniness, Florentina is a lot more thorny than the Red Eden. So it's a very thorny rose for me, Florentina. Red Eden is thorny, but it's not as bad as Florentina at all. So, and in terms of fragrance, Red Eden has a medium tea fragrance to me. Medium to light. It depends on when you actually smell it. Now, Florentina has absolutely no fragrance to me at all. No fragrance, nada, zero. So if fragrance is a factor, then I think Red Eden is probably a better choice then. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of the differences between these two popular red climbing rose. You see the shrub, you see the difference of the shrub, you see the difference of the bloom, you see the difference in terms of the amount of bloom you get for the same amount of spray. So this is tree spray and this is also tree spray. Okay, and I think it's a pretty good comparison, especially they all bloom at the same time right now, which is very rainy, very hot. Okay, so there you go. Hope you enjoyed it.
There's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you. Not doing well, don't know where you are, 'cause you're not here. It's been way too long. If I could lay down beside you, I would. When nothing really matters, that's all I wanna do. I hope that you are safe and that I will see you soon. If I could lay down beside you, I would. We talk on the phone every night. Love to hear your voice. Not sleeping well, and I know that you're right, but you should know it. You've been gone for way too long now. If I could lay down beside you, I would. When nothing really matters, that's all I wanna do. I hope that you were safe and that I will see you soon. If I could lay down beside you, I would. Even if you're gone, I won't forget you. You're all I know, what I need, and that ain't changing. And even if you're gone, I will remember. You're all I know, what I need, and that ain't changing. If I could lay down beside you, I would. When nothing really matters, that's all I wanna do.